So the next entrepreneurs into the den, we have got Louis and we've got Jakob. They are both third-year maths students, and they're going to pitch to you their startup, which is called Airscape.
Hello, my name is Jakob, and this is my business partner, Louis. Airscape is a cool and inspirational travel company. Book trips based on experiences rather than destinations.
We know that price is a key concern for customers booking travel online. Travel companies leave it up to you to decide where to go and what to do. There's no easy way to book a multi-destination travel trip that truly fits your needs.
Airscape offers customers a feature called Destination Discovery, a feature that analyzes user input and then refines destinations based on their preferences.
Customers save time and money as we use current market deals and value destinations to make relevant recommendations based on customer preferences. So, how does it work? We ask customers a series of questions such as desired weather, activities, scenery, atmosphere, cost of living, and more.
Do you want to see beaches, rainforest, or world wonders? Be somewhere hot or see the autumn leaves fall from the trees? Based on customers' choices, Airscape then generates a carefully chosen selection of destinations for the customer to choose from.
For multi-destination travel, once customers have chosen destinations using our discovery feature, we cherry-pick between a multitude of comparison sites to find the best deal. The saturated and highly competitive nature of the industry has resulted in large price variations between travel companies. At Airscape, we use this to our advantage by combining multiple sites to get cheaper deals than ever seen before. Our ambition is to be the top platform for multi-destination travel, just like Airbnb for home sharing.
For multi-destination, we make money by charging a 15% commission fee on the total flight cost. And even with our margins of 15% upmark, we are still the cheapest in the market. To give you an idea, we are £1,100 and £1,600 cheaper than STA Travel and Expedia, respectively, on average on multi-destination trips. Furthermore, what we believe makes us different is that we analyze a network of connections between destinations instead of just looking at it as A to B to C. For one-way and return flights, our site will be fully automated. Our site will be connected to existing APIs such as Skyscanner, where we share 50% of profits.
83% of students said that they would use our destination discovery feature. 50% said they were likely or very likely to go on a multi-destination trip in the next 24 months. And to our surprise, 62% say that they would prefer to travel to more than one destination for their holiday, given that the flights fit inside their budget, answering the more the merrier.
The 2017 commercial airline revenue was $532 billion, with youth taking up around 20% of the market, leaving our available market around $112 billion US dollars. But what makes us special is that we believe our marketing is smart and our image is slick. We've already taken in £3,300 in sales in the last 30 days, and we've received over 28,000 likes on our Instagram account. And if we just project our numbers that we got now, without assuming any linear growth or any higher growth than that, we will get 80,000 profile visits within 1 year.
We plan to dominate on social media, an area that this industry has undoubtedly lacked in. We'll work carefully with influencers on an affiliate scheme where we pay them when they bring us customers. This is very popular in industries like fitness and apparel, but is seldom used for travel.
I need to reiterate this point again. For social media, we believe that the industry haven't taken the influencers. They haven't accessed any of the influencers out there, and we've monitored the influencers and seen the companies that they're working with, and it's never travel companies mainly. So we believe that we can take these influencers for ourselves. There's a massive market of hundreds and thousands of influencers that are not being targeted by businesses that we can take.
So our account interactions are up there with the likes of Expedia, Skyscanner, and STA Travel, and we've already surpassed that of Kayak and Thomas Cook. While they're all fighting over SEO, we believe that we have an opportunity to take the influencer market by storm, just like Daniel Wellington did for watches. We're asking for £30,000 in return for a 10% stake in our company.
This money we spent spread between marketing, maintaining our social media dominance, and building our product, which we're already in talks with a company called Smart Assistant, who can build it using an elegant and user-friendly design that we love for a very, very cheap cost.
Thank you for listening.
So, Andrew, ex-managing director of Thomas Cook, I think, in an interim position. Surely this is one where you must have something to say.
Yeah, well, first of all, thanks very much for the pitch. It is no doubt a huge market, and there are some, I mean, you mentioned Skyscanner, right? Skyscanner now part of Ctrip. I think Ctrip has 130,000 employees, something like that. So flights is a very, very big market, but I'm just a little confused about your proposition. So can you help me to understand it a little bit better? So who exactly, are you aiming at students predominantly? And you talk about multi-trips. So are you saying students that want to, for example, go to Singapore and then Hong Kong and then come back to London? But talk a little bit more about the sort of the first kind of key customers that you see you're going to acquire.
Okay, our main customers are customers who want to go traveling but unsure where to go, and they probably always like searching the web looking for good deals. But they want experts to be able to generate a really good price using their preferences. So we believe that a user doesn't know all the destinations in the world. They don't know where all the best places are, what all good market value is, and what all the good deals are. Based on our preference selection, it will then generate destinations based on their preferences. That's one aspect of the business. But for multi-destination, what we do is we create packages for customers using our abundance of knowledge that we'll gain from serving each customer and knowledge from loads of other stuff that we know. So we're almost taking the data off the travel industry, analysing it, and finding patterns to create packages that are really cheap that other companies cannot do.
And this is through a web front end. And is that right? Have you built that yet? Is there a proof of concept or something that we could see?
I've built basic website front end design. Yes, we can show you now. Okay, so this is how it starts. So this is our previous thing called your mixed place. So it'll go like this. First, the customer will select one-way return and multi-city, and it'll go through a selection process. For example, do you want to see beaches, rainforests? What activities do you want to do? Hiking, any.
Can you do it now as an example?
We haven't created it. We were going to create it, but then we found a company called Smart System that built it perfectly for us. Yeah. So we stopped doing that and then started focusing on other parts of the business. But literally, you could ask activities. Once we sort of know the activities they want to do, like, for example, going to see dolphins or anything like that, then later on we can incorporate that into actual sales. We know now where they want to go. We know their budget. We know everything about the customer. So we're almost digitalizing the travel advisor, because we're going to be asking questions that are best in the travel advisor, learning from our stuff as we move forward, and then basically building a really good product that we can sell. This is what also we're going to be doing. So, for example, this is a route we created. So what customers can do, we're going to have routes like this. This is obviously for like North America. We're going to have it separated for the whole world. So we're going to be creating the routes, and it will offer customers inspiration. Customers can go onto here and then customize the route, and, for example, change the destinations or the dates. And then, like I said, by us utilising it, we can find amazing prices, amazing deals for great prices. And what we found from our database of asking customers, from asking customers about our industry, we found that most customers actually want to go on a multi-destination. So we think that there's a hidden demand and that the companies are not offering it because there's a stigma that they think multi-destination is really, really expensive. And in fact, we can show that it's actually really cheap. So that's that. And then if you keep going, this is obviously for travel, just travel, but we plan to have a feature in the future for holiday makers. So, for example, holiday makers can go on and say, I'm a family holiday, I'm a solo trip, I'm going on a romantic getaway or anything like that. And then that question process will keep going forward. This is our Instagram account. Like I said, we're already dominating, and we plan to keep growing over the next few years. And we keep going
he is a great salesman, isn't he? Let's extract him away from that, back to the spot. Yeah. So, more questions.
All right, so thank you for that, and I understand a bit better. And you're right in highlighting this kind of multi-destination flight booking is quite a difficult thing to do, and many of the travel agents haven't really attacked it. I guess because it's more complex. Yeah. And then how are you going to get better prices than I could get by just persevering with Skyscanner or different websites myself and trying to unearth the best prices?
So the main way we could do it is we can we can do it quicker because it's possible for customers to do it. However, so say you went on to Skyscanner and use their multi-city feature. You could say from A to B to C to D, back to A again. We believe that their multi-city features are flawed. Jakob spoke about the numbers on average. We are £1,600 cheaper on average using Expedia's multi-city feature alone. Simply using Skyscanner's, Kayak's, and Expedia's, we managed to get it that much cheaper.
We believe it's based on knowledge, and the knowledge that the business will gain as it goes forward. The more that we analyse these networks of destinations instead of just solely A to B, that we'll be able to offer customers insights. Each customer that we've taken so far actually thought that they could find it cheaper than us, and you'd be surprised, everyone we speak to assumes that they can find it really cheap. But actually, in fact, is that a lot of thought process that can go into creating a route. And it's not just about price, it's actually about experience. And we're hoping to give customers a way better experience, and they can keep coming back to us.
So basically the concept is you're an aggregator of the aggregators.
Yeah.
Okay.
Aggregate.
I've got another questions while we're pondering
Trying to
over
get my
there.
head around that.
So tell me about your social media thing. You know, you sounded to me like you'd managed to get a stack of people onto Instagram, I think it was. How do you do that?
So basically, it's mainly by interacting with the community itself and going to accounts and actually engaging. It doesn't take us time. You know, it only takes us like 10 minutes a day, and we actually haven't really been doing it that much. And we plan to take it really seriously in June and doing our tricks to keep growing natural growth, not fake followers or anything like this. And then what we plan to do is once we work with these influencers on affiliate scheme, the current market, for example, Skyscanner, can't work with influencers because they're making such small margins. But if we offer multi-destination packages and we're making 15% margins, we've actually incorporated a cost to then give to influencers. So the influencer will promote our business. If then one of their followers buys a multi-destination package, we can give them a commission. We've already spoken to influencers, and they're willing to work with us on the affiliate scheme. So we have thousands and thousands of followers free promoting if no customers come to us. And if customers come to us, it doesn't cost us a penny in terms of we actually just giving this influencer money up front. We only pay them when they bring us paying results. So it's a clear business model.
So how many influencers have you built relationships with?
We contacted 5 as an example, and we got, I think it was 4 responses, and 4 said yes. But our aim isn't aiming at the massive influencers with over 1 million followers. The smaller ones who haven't been approached by businesses yet, and then therefore they will see our offer as really attractive.
So how many followers of an influencer?
Influencer could, instead of followers, we look at it engagement. So if you look at any of these travel companies, they have 200,000 followers, but very low engagement. So we look at it in likes, engagement numbers. So what we'll do, normally an average would be 10,000 to 20,000 likes is our market, or less, like 5,000 to 20,000 is our market. But there's loads of influencers. For example, for every Kanye West, as an example, there's 100 Kanye West fake accounts. For every travel influencer who's a travel photographer, there's 1,000 other accounts that just promote destinations. There's so many of these accounts that we can utilize.
Okay, and just then the business model is you charge the customer a 15% booking fee on top of the airfare, is that right? Did I get that bit right?
Yes. And even with our fee, we're still cheaper.
So what I normally do when I search for flights, I'll go say Ocado, Opodo, Kayak, and these ones. It will show British Airways is the cheapest on the route I want to go.
Yeah.
I'll then separately go and log into my BA account and just buy the flights directly with my, either using Air Miles, or it's easier for me if I have a problem to go directly to BA than it is. I always think it is. Maybe that's not true, but by any sort of travel agent or third party. So I've personally stopped using any travel agents, or I think back in the day, I think everyone used STA 20 years ago because that was the way to book travel if you're a student. But do people still actually use that?
For you, for example, yeah, there are going to be people who will go back to the actual company directly, but our target market are young people, youths. They're not the sort to switch to go direct to the airline. I've never myself gone from Skyscanner directly to the airline company.
Yeah, but the Skyscanner, you pay the price that they quote, I believe, and you click through it and you go to the BA site, but they get the commission.
Oh yes, so
Your proposal is, this is the price that you'd, so do you quote the price including your 15% commission?
yes. So for that, we're going to have a system for one way and return that does exactly that. And when customers get redirected to Skyscanner, which then will get redirected to another company, will make 50% of Skyscanner's profits. So Skyscanner have a system in place that they give their API to travel companies like ourselves, and then if we send them customers, they share 50-50 split.
So,
that's the question.
Andrew, a little birdie told me that Brent Hoberman, who was one of the founders of lastminute.com, came to you to ask him about his business plan. Did you invest in that one?
No.
Maybe this is a good way to make up for that.
He asked me for advice on his business plan, but he didn't give me the opportunity to invest in his business, which I probably would have done, to be honest.
I think Sonia did invest in...
Don't rub it in, please.
No, look, you know, it's definitely there's an opportunity there because flights, especially these multi-stop flights, is still really difficult to do. And I just think I'm struggling to understand the overall idea really, because I think on the one hand you're saying you're aiming at students, and then am I right in thinking, do students need help in figuring out where to go? I think they know where to go, don't they? They know where they want to go, but they want the cheapest price to get there. But then I can see other people, you know, sometimes I think families do want, you know, ideas and inspiration for where to go on holiday. But so look, it's a really, really big opportunity, but I think you need to do a bit more work refining exactly what your USP is and how you're going to acquire customers.
I think one thing I wanted to do, for example, was wanted to get one of your investors to actually go through and find a really good USP using your knowledge. We believe our USP is the student and youth travel market who want to go on, you know, multi-destination trips, want to go on holiday with their friends, want to go gap years. And they only have an idea of where they want to start. So, for example, our first customers just said to us that they want to go South Korea, they want to go North Korea for 6 days, and that's it. And they want to stay 14 days on the holiday. What can you do? And we created them a trip that goes to, you know, a multi-destination trip. The second customer, same thing. All they wanted to do was go to Asia, but didn't know anything about it. You know, they spent 2 weeks searching themselves. Then they came back to us and booked. And we organized a trip that went through Asia and helped them using their preferences. And it's something that isn't being done before. It's actually asking, instead of starting with the destination, we are starting with a question.
Are there any legal potential implications if you're quoting a BA price at 15% more?
So in this industry, it's something called ATOL protection. However, if a company is already ATOL protected, you don't need to be ATOL protected yourself. However, in the future, we plan to be ATOL protected so we can offer other things like activities, accommodation, and so on. But at the moment, there's no... We contacted a law firm, and I asked her all these questions like you just said, and she says what we've done is smart and legal, and she actually said she likes our idea so much that she said we can actually go to her and ask for legal advice for free. So what we've done is actually we've checked and made sure it is legal, and we've already contacted firms about this.
And you mentioned you've already had some revenue. How much was that?
Over 3,300. And we haven't even been trying to access customers. Actually, we're trying to focus on product development. I haven't even gone to any of my friends or family members trying to promote the business, nor have I posted it on social media, and nor have we connected our business Instagram account to our business yet. So there's still a massive opportunity of customers.
So I was going to ask, why haven't you told your friends and family to use your website?
Because I'd rather make sure we get a brilliant product first, because I know we can get customers. Like, honestly, I have no doubt I'm going to get customers. But I want to build a really good product that can compete on a global scale.
Compelling answers there, good answers. So time is ticking again. I know how long this fence lasts, so...
how long, just one last question. How have you generated those sales without the website built and in place?
We worked like a normal travel agent, speaking to the customer, intimate, and asking them questions like we would normally ask on our site. and then we went away, found the price, and then booked with our margins.
So you booked on behalf of those people and then they paid you?
So they sent us the money first with our margins,
Wow.
and then we booked for them using their details like they booked themselves.
You really are a good salesman. I'll get off the fence. You two are excellent, really passionate. It's a good partnership, and I think you'll be successful in something. I don't know whether it's this. I'm not convinced by the idea, or maybe I'm just struggling to get my head around it. My wife does a lot of work with influencers. They're a very fickle bunch.
We've proven that there's a demand for this by, one, our customers, two, our survey, and third, our knowledge of travel. We're both travelers. We've traveled together, and we've traveled for the last 3 years. We've been to over 50 destinations. You know, we saw the gap. We had a passion for traveling, and then I have a passion for business, and I saw a gap. And I see a massive gap, actually, in the multi-destination that no company is offering. So the market's there. I know from personal experience, data, and revenue that the model works.
So you don't just book a round-the-world trip these days and pick your destinations and...
That would be really expensive if you did that, just randomly.
If you plotted your route there and you said, I want to do 2 weeks there, 3 months there, another flight out of...
It's planning it the right way. You're actually analysing these relationships between destinations instead of just being like, okay, let me ask you this. If you wanted to visit 5 destinations, which order would you fly? How would you know which order would be the cheapest? How would you know which dates and take into account activities at the destination? For example, full moon party in Thailand. Customers want to see these things, and we can send them away. We can make sure that they're planning the right amount of time in the destination to then hit full moon, finish off in Thailand, fly at a different point, and then keep going with their trip.
He is a great salesman, you have to admit. I mean, he is not giving up. But we are going to have to, give him a round of applause. You know, and compelling, and that's what we invest in, right? You invest in people. So, but we need to start pushing the ins and outs, I think.
Okay. You are excellent, both of you. But on this occasion, I'm not going to invest, I'm afraid. So I'm out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, one comment first of all, just that was going through my mind. This, by the way, so I think I'm out because this is really not my kind of thing, and but I think that the only thing that I would say you maybe ought to consider is your name, because to me it just sounds like everything is around multi-city, unless maybe the name of your company, rather than being Airscape, which sounds a bit kind of generic, maybe ought to be something that suggests, you know, this is the killer place when you're going to deal multi-city. And it was very convincing to me just now, by the way, when you were saying about, you know, if you want to do multi-city, which is the right order, if you want 5 destinations, which is the right order, suddenly then you start going, yeah, I can see that could be a pretty...
There's a lot that we haven't explained about this business.
Yeah, no, sure. And I don't doubt that it's strict, just that I've got judging, you know. So I'm out.
So you're right.
Yes.
So
thank you.
Andrew.
Yeah, look, I think you're very perseverance is great. You know that you definitely, it's a good pitch. But I come back to the point I made. I think it's still. I think it needs some more refinement. And I know the travel industry quite well. And there are definitely opportunities. And I'm not ready to invest in you yet, but I would be happy to, you know, try and spend some more time and help you to refine your proposition a little bit more, and maybe we can come up with the right, exactly the right investable idea together.
Okay,
Thank you.
And finally, Sonia.
I'm out as well, but thank you for your pitch. It was really good, and you're both very likable.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's give him a big round of applause.